In the heart of a poisoned world stood the Hive City, a colossal structure that rose from the toxic wastelands like a monument to human desperation and ingenuity. The city was built in layers, each stacked upon the last, forming a vertical society. The uppermost tiers were bathed in the golden rays of the sun, sipped pure water from golden taps, and feasted on organic food grown in rooftop gardens. Below them, in the murky middle tiers, lived the workers and the merchants. There lives a compromise between the comforts of the upper levels and the struggle to survive in the lower ones. And at the very bottom, where the city met the poisoned earth, lived the outcasts. Here the air was thick with the stench of recycled waste, and the only food and water came from what trickled down from above, filtered, reused, and barely enough to sustain life. The people of the bottom fought daily for scraps, forming gangs and alliances, and always wary of betrayal. Among the bottom dwellers was a young man named Jirek. He had never seen the sun, only the faint glow that filtered through the cracks in the city's underbelly. His days were spent scavenging for anything useful, broken tech, discarded food, or even a rare drop of clean water. Jirek was quick and clever and cautious, traits that had kept him alive in a world where trust was a luxury few could afford. Jirek's closest friends were Mara, a fierce fighter with a sharp tongue, and Finn, a quiet boy with a knack for fixing things. Together, they navigated the dangers of the lower city, avoiding the gangs that ruled the shadows and the enforcers who kept order for the upper tiers. One day, while exploring a forgotten maintenance tunnel, Jirek stumbled upon a sealed door. With Finn's help, he managed to bypass the ancient security system. Beyond the door was a narrow passage that led astonishingly outside the city walls, expecting to be greeted by a deadly, toxic wasteland. Jirek was stunned to find a landscape that, while scarred, was not the death trap they had been told about. The air was harsh but breathable, and hardy plants pushed through the cracked earth. It was nothing like the stories told by the city's rulers. Hope blossomed in Yarek's chest. Could there be more to this poisoned world than they had been led to believe? Had the outcasts been lied to about the world outside the hive? Jirek returned to the city, his mind racing with possibilities. He shared his discovery with Mara and Finn. After days of planning, they decided to escape. The journey would be perilous. Leaving the city meant abandoning everything they knew, risking the unknown, and facing the wrath of those who benefited from the lie. On a moonless night, the trio slipped through the tunnels and out into the world beyond. They carried little, a few tools, some scavenged food, and the hope that freedom was worth any risk. As they ventured further from the city, they found more signs of life streams of clean water, wild fruit and animals that had adapted to the new world. The land was not the paradise of old, but it was a place where they could build something new, free from the rigid hierarchy of the Hive City. Jirek looked back at the distant silhouette of the city, its lights flickering like a dying star. He knew others would follow, that the truth would spread, and that one day the walls of the hive would crumble. In the poisoned world, hope had found a way to survive. The journey from the depths of the Hive City to the surface was more than just physical. It was a journey of self-discovery, of challenging the status quo and fighting for a better life. The characters, Jirek, Mara, and Finn, represent the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Their story is a reminder that hope can bloom even in the most unexpected places.